Coming off a win in the BMW Caulfield Cup with Boom Time, Lindsay Park turns its turrets towards Friday night's Manikato Stakes and Saturday's Cox Plate meeting at Moonee Valley. David Hayes is with me, and David, down off the high of Boom Time in the same colours to start things off on Friday night is Extra Zero in the MSC Science Handicap over 2040. Corey Parrish back on board after his Group 1 winning ride. Barrier 4, 58 kilos, and start 106, a 5-week freshen. It's been placed 4 from 14 at Moonee Valley.
Yes, he's never won there, but I do feel he's nice and fresh. Small field will suit him, and definite each way chance.
Channel McLeod Country Cup, and you've got another one coming off a little bit of a freshen in Carriag Aonair for Craig Williams, Barrier 3, 55 kilos, the relation of Catchy, and was second in a benchmark 78 here at Flemington.
Yes, he I think the mile will suit him. The conditions of this race is for country performed horses, so it's a very valuable race for a horse like him. He was scratched the other day with a foot at 2,000 metres, so I don't think he'll have any problem coming back to the mile. Will run well. Craig should give him the run of the race right on the pace. I like the way he should slot into it from this barrier.
Race 3 is the Sweeney Estate Agents Handicap. Shards also for Corey Parrish over the 1,500 metres. It's a benchmark 84, drawn 8, barrier 50, barrier 8 and 57.5 kilos. Interestingly enough, though, second up after a third at Morpheville in that benchmark race. Only run here, it was splitting Jamaica and Tarzino in the Vase 2 years ago, so it likes the track.
Yeah, he's a gelding now. We're riding quietly, and he'll be running on strongly. Might be a bit on the short side, but it should set him up for a good race at Flemington, a terms race over the carnival.
Head to race 4 at 8 o'clock, the Mitchelton Wines Handicap over the 1,000 metres for the 3-year-olds. Madanati for Mark Zara, 60 kilos, into barrier 9, second over the 9.55 here between Super 2 and Rock and Gold, who've both gone on and run well since.
Yeah, look, she's got blinkers on for the first time, an awkward gait and a big weight, but I find horses in sprints can carry the weight, and I would say this filly with the blinkers, a little less pressure in the 1,000 than 9.55 could run very well.
We then head to race 6, the Emerson Handicap. Sebring Dream, who of course was such a great 3-year-old filly, now in mare's class. Luke Nolan, barrier 4, 55.5 kilos. Comes in here third up, but off a 1,600 metre win in pretty impressive company on the Friday night at Moonee Valley 3 weeks back. Yeah,
she won off from an awkward gate. Got a great ride from Oliver. She's got barrier 4 at a preferred distance. Got to be one of the main chances, I think.
We get towards the pointy end of the night and the Manikato Stakes. Vega Magic comes off its awesome run, second in the Everest, only just behind Red Zell. Moonee Valley, any issues whatsoever, or you expect the way it tends to race on the speed it'll suit?
I think it'll be fine. He'll make his own luck. Ascot's a tight track where he comes from. Interestingly, I was talking to Gary Willits, who used to ride the great Manikato at the Thoroughbred Club Lunch, and he said that he's the only horse he's seen that reminds of Manikato, so it would be good if Vega Magic wins the Manikato looking like him.
Into barrier 3 for Craig Williams, and also won the Memsy off a 2-week freshen, so a little bit of a precedent there as well.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's travelled well, and we're confident he can do it.
Rounding out Friday night at Moonee Valley, 2 runners in the Barsi Fashion Group Handicap in Miss Gunpowder for Dwayne Dunn, barrier 11, and Rudiger for Craig Williams, barrier 9. This is over the 1,200 metres. Miss Gunpowder was 4th, beaten less than a length of the Northwood Plume.
She's looked a winner and peaked. Got a sticky gait again. It'll need D Dunn at his very best, but would be one of the market leaders in the race. And Rudiger is a bit of a smoky, had no luck. Craig Williams described it as the best last you could ever see. He sat up on him. So ignore his last run, and he goes quite well at the Valley. And if they're swooping, he could run very well. Yeah, 2 lengths behind Brave Smash, 3 runs back, which right now reads as pretty handy form. We head to Saturday, and again, a really strong hand on one of the red letter days of racing here in Melbourne during the Spring Carnival. 2 2-year-olds to get things started, the English Banner Grand Challenge. Its second start after that 7th took a feeler for Mark Zara. Got it a bit wrong, so we put the blinkers on. That'll only be a positive.
It's drawn barrier 9 and has 57 kilos. Also with a 57, a first starter in Jawal in the Shadwell colours. This is an $800,000 Schnitzel Gold Chan colt running for Regan Bayliss.
Yeah, beautifully bred. Has trialled pretty well, I think. And I would definitely be backing him each way. He'll run a good race.
Gold Champ being a close relation to Star Spangled Banner, so very rich bloodlines indeed. To the Ladbrokes Crockett Stakes, also 2 runners in that one. Race 4, Sanadar for Kieran McAvoy, drawn 4, and She's Popular for Regan Bayless, drawn 7.
Yeah, Sanadar should get a lovely run. She's in great shape. She's been freshened, and she's got a tongue tie on for the first time. I think it's a positive. She's Popular is a classy filly, one to watch out for, and will get better as the races get longer. Very impressive in a maiden.
And Sanadar was pretty good behind Shoals of the Atlantic Jewel back at Moonee Valley a few weeks ago.
Yes, she was, and that Shoals form is elite. We know that's the very, very best, so Sanadar's going to be extremely hard to beat.
The Group 3 Tessio, known today as the Powerflow Solutions Stakes. Rocket Commander heads here, 1,600 metres for the mares. Drawn 7 for Kieran McAvoy, second in this race last year, and comes off a 5-week freshen after that 6th at Caulfield.
Yes, and she's had the benefit of travelling to Sydney, so she's got residual fitness. If it rains, her hopes will really improve. She's a length or 2 better on soft track, so competitive and worth having a bet on if there's a bit of give in the track.
Cool Chap heads to the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. Just the 7 runners, Mark Zara drawing barrier 2, 6 in the Cranbourne Cup, and second here to Big Duke early in the year over the 2040.
Yes, he's a horse that has to be ridden dead for him to give his best, and he fools the jockeys because from good barriers he jumps into a position, but he never runs to his best that way. So I'll be instructing Mark just to not worry about him for the first half of the race. So don't panic if he's back, because he'll run his best race that way. I just think Regan fell into the trap from the inside gate, jumping well, took a great position, but the horse just doesn't seem to give his best ridden that way.
Shrubs Crystal Mile is race 8, and Patrology engaged for Corey Parrish, barrier 2, coming off that superb third, closing behind Sovereign Nation and Toast and Stardom in the Toorak.
Yeah, his sectionals were, I believe, the best in the race. If they weren't, they were the second best. He flashed home like he does. Another one like Cool Chap has to be ridden quiet. So just know he won't be taking advantage of the barrier. He'll be worse than midfield, and he'll be charging home. Corey really knows the horse, and he's in great form. Each way special, I'd say. 11
starts since April, so a bit of an iron horse, and good form at the track and distance from earlier in the year as well.
Yeah, last time he won was here.
Final runner of the weekend, probably fitting that it's in the Cox Plate as Winx tries to win its 3rd straight and join Kingston Town. You've engaged Seaburge, who for Regan Bales will jump from barrier 8, had a closing 5th in the Toorak, which was really a return to its form, and weight for age-wise as a 3-year-old was able to run 2nd in the Emirates Stakes here over the 2,000 metres.
Yes, and he ran 2nd in the Guineas last year, so horses have a habit of hitting form at the same time. If he was off of last year's Guineas run, he'd be second favourite to Winx in this field. I thought his Toorak run rated as good as his last year's Guineas. That's why I ran him. And I thought the Toorak was a tougher race than the Caulfield Guineas this year. And the 4th in the Guineas is second favourite, and he's 100 to 1. So what I've done, I've backed him each way with no Winx in the race. And I think he's terrific odds at the 25s I got.
Well, there you go. Insight and betting strategies from the Hayes and Daviding team at Lindsay Park. It's working of late. Vega Magic aside, best of the weekend.
Yeah, Vega's the best, and I think Matt and Natty might bounce back.
Hopefully.